Hey all, and welcome back to another episode of Real Plates, Real Life. I'm your host, Steve. Very excited for this one today. I'm going to teach you how to make a recipe that is super simple to make and can be then produced in 3 different ways. So once you make it, you can make 3 other dishes with it. It can stand alone on its own, and I have 2 other great ideas for you. So it's a great meal prep for the week. Your family will love it every way that you make it that I'm going to show you, and I think you're going to love it too. So today we're going to make escarole and beans. And after that, we have 2 other special dishes that I'm going to turn those into. So stick around, enjoy. This is a simple recipe that you and your family are definitely going to love. Okay, so let's get to it and make escarole and beans. The first ingredient that you're going to need is escarole. I like it because it has a very mild, leafy taste to it, and kids love it. It doesn't have any bitter aftertaste to it, so it's very good in lots of dishes, and it's a great way to get the kids to eat their green leafy vegetables. Chantilly beans are those white beans that you find. Now, these you can either soak your own white beans and then put them into this recipe, or just buy canned. I'm going to buy canned. There is a little bit of salt in here, so you want to keep that in mind when you're considering how much salt you add to the dish. Some garlic. In my opinion, the fresher the better. Buy good garlic at the grocery store because you'll find that it has a much more robust flavor when you make the dishes. Olive oil, and then obviously some salt, pepper, and I like to put in some crushed red pepper flakes for flavor, but that's entirely up to you and your family, depending on how much heat that you like. Okay, so the escarole has been really washed very well, and now we're just going to cut off the ends here. And make sure you wash it really well. There is some sand and everything in there. My wife always will ask me about 10 times if I washed it properly. So do yourself a favor, wash it well so you don't bite into some sand when the dish is done. Get those ends off and give it some nice rough chops. I think like 2 or 3 in the whole head is plenty. Just like that. Now slice some garlic. Personally, I like it sliced for this dish. I like the way it looks, and the larger pieces of garlic soak up flavor. With a little water and olive oil at the bottom of a pot, add the escarole. Then, add some salt and black pepper to taste. If you like it spicy, throw in some red chili flakes. These are from this year's garden, and I'll have a video next summer to show how easy that this was. Top it off with some more olive oil. And then add your sliced garlic. This will actually now steam its flavor onto the dish. And then, give everything a nice stir as the escarole wilts into itself. After the greens have cooked down, add your beans and stir into the dish. Let everything cook down and incorporate for a few more minutes, and then plate it up to serve. These look absolutely amazing, and we're not done yet. With this, we can create a few more dishes. Let's give this a quick taste. It should be a little bit soupy, and you can see why I sliced that garlic. It gives a really nice appearance to the dish. The greens, I can do this whole thing. The greens are not bitter. Really have a delicious texture and flavor to them. Salted perfectly. The garlic is mixed into the whole dish. Hint of that red pepper. Again, if you don't like it, leave it out. And an excellent amount of olive oil. So be generous with the olive oil. The combination of the beans and the oil and the garlic all together, it's really a classic dish. So enjoy this one, but we're not done yet. We have 2 more that we're going to make with this. Next up, we're going to combine a quick pasta dish with the greens and beans. So the greens and beans are all done. We have a delicious dish right here, but it doesn't stop there. We can make a few other dishes with these greens and beans. So right now, the next one, the second one that we're going to make, and make sure you stick around for the third dish because the third dish is my absolute favorite. But this dish is going to be rigatoni and greens and beans. And you can use any pasta you want. I like the rigatoni because the the big centers in the middle really absorb this greens and beans very well, and it just makes a delicious side dish. But you can use whatever you want. Bow tie, spaghetti, linguine, all up to you. So let's get to it and make some rigatoni and greens and beans. Let your pot of water come to a boil and add a generous amount of salt. Add your pasta and give it a nice stir. Add some of your greens and beans to a pan, as much or as little as you want. When the pasta is al dente, or softer if you prefer, I'm not the al dente police, add it to the pan of greens and beans. Add in a few ladles of your pasta water and stir together for a few minutes, letting everything incorporate and cook down a bit so those flavors infuse the pasta. Top it off with a bit more olive oil. Sprinkle on some Pecorino Romano cheese. And stir everything together. All right, so dish 2 is done. Let's give it a taste. Greens and beans and rigatoni. That is so delicious. First of all, if you have anybody in your household that's a vegetarian, this is a great dish. Perfect. It's so hearty, so filling, so tasty. I love it. So we're not done yet. Our last dish, I think you're going to really love too. This is minestrone with greens and beans. All right, so we're at the grand finale of our episode of Greens and Beans. So we're going to be making a minestrone soup, and the minestrone soup is going to consist of greens and beans, Italian sausage, crushed tomatoes, Pecorino Romano, thyme, garlic, zucchini, potatoes, carrots, celery, and onions, green beans, olive oil, chicken stock, parsley, and dentellini pasta. Dentellini pasta I like to use because when I think of minestrone, I think of this pasta. I really don't think of any other pasta except for dentellini, but you can use whatever you like. In terms of the other ingredients, the sausage, I have sweet Italian sausage here. You can use hot. We just happen to have sweet in our refrigerator today. Potatoes, you can use russet potatoes, or I have these small young potatoes in the refrigerator, so we're using these today. The good thing about minestrone soup is you have your base and you can really use whatever veggies you have in your refrigerator to make a delicious soup. But the key and the star of the show for this minestrone is the escarole and beans. Okay, first we're going to break up and saute the sausage in your pot. Add your diced garlic to the party. Hit it with some extra virgin olive oil. The olive oil and the oil from the sausage is going to give this soup a nice hearty depth. Give it a nice stir and let those flavors combine. Next, you're going to toss in your equal amounts of celery, carrots, and onion. Mix those together and you're already going to start smelling the soup come alive. Then cover for a few minutes and let these vegetables soften. Then we'll add the rest of our veggies. Here we've got zucchini and beans. Toss in some Italian seasoning. Then add your crushed tomatoes. And add some water to clean the can and add it to the pot so you can use all of the remaining sauce. Next, add your chicken stock. And then your potatoes. Now, on medium heat, cook down and stir often until the potatoes are soft and tender. Now for the star of the show. Add in all of your pre-cooked greens and beans. Give it a nice stir, incorporating everything together. Add in your Pecorino Romano cheese. And finish it off adding your dentellini pasta. Serve it up and enjoy. And there it is, minestrone soup with escarole and beans. So I'm going to get my official taste tester, Luke. Come on up. Let's try it.
Okay.
Be honest.
That's so good.
Be honest.
I just like the. I don't really like the flavor of parsley. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing that's. If you don't like parsley, just don't add it. But overall, this is really good.
Yeah. Honestly, this is such a hearty soup. The escarole beans, we already know the taste of. It's delicious. It adds a certain flavor to this because if you notice, we added those in last because they're already cooked, right? So we didn't want the beans to become too soggy. But the dentellini pasta, when I think of minestrone, I always think of this dentellini pasta. It's perfect in here. I like the parsley, but I think you're right. Maybe it was a little bit overdone at the top here.
I also think that this soup really warms you up.
Yeah, this is a perfect winter soup. You can make this as a vegetarian option. We put in sausage because we really like the sausage, but you do want to have in some oil. So if you don't put in the sausage, make sure you put in a little extra olive oil because the oil really makes the soup very hearty. Cheers. All right, that's it. Join us next time. Real Plates, Real Life. We're going to cook up something great. We'll see you soon.